Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The message reads like this. Hello, my brother, how are you? Can you please post my story as anonymous? I am a young woman who is aged 29 years old. I am from Zim. I am not married, and I do not think that I'll ever get married, because what is the reason of me getting married? I am someone who has been able to make it in life when I was still very young. When I came here to South Africa, I was somewhere around 24 years old. This was after my parents had started forcing me to date older men, and I was not into dating older guys. That was when I ran away with one of my friends, and we came here to South Africa. When we came here to South Africa, life was really tough for us. We didn't even know how to make it. Then my friend said that all that we had to do was that we had to sell our bodies in the location where we were staying. So whilst we were selling off our bodies in the location where we were staying, that was when we became friends with this other woman who was a South African as well. But in that location, business was really slow because we used to charge something like 20 rand or 30 rands a round. When it will be month end, we will be charging the construction guys 30 rand. Then during the month, business was too low, so you would end up selling your body 20 rand per round. It was just a matter of surviving. That was when we got the idea to get out of the location and go and start looking for work. I was the first one who found a job. I was now working as a maid. I used to stay there at this other place where I was working for the Indian family that I was working for. I would stay there from Monday until Saturday in the afternoon. Then I would come back into the location. And when I would have come back into the location, then I would continue with my business. Now that me and my friend we were working, we were no longer cheap. We were now charging at least 100 rands a round because we were no longer that desperate. My brother, when we were working as maids like that, that was when we tried to form this other small association. In South Africa, they call it Stokvel. So it was mainly ladies from Zim and some ladies from Mozambique and a few ladies that were working as maids that were from South Africa. Whilst we were in that association, that was when I became friends with this other particular woman who was a South African. She really had that spirit of wanting to get rich quickly. She used to discuss with me how we could make so much money. The first thing that she said, she told me that she wanted to introduce me to this thing that is called selling off of merchandise like Avon, Tupperware, and other items. I tried that thing, but it was not working at all. The only reason why she wanted me to join it was because she was going to make a little bit of commission out of me and my friend joining. But she never stopped with her many business adventures until she finally said that one of her cousins had told her that this other taxi rank there was a woman who had passed away. That woman then told us that her cousin had told her that at this other taxi rank there was a woman who had passed away. This woman, she used to have a restaurant there by that supermarket, but it is like an outside restaurant whereby they'll be selling some fat cooks and a lot of stuff like porridge and other food stuffs. So she called her and she told her that if she had enough money, at least something like 13 to 14,000, then she could start off from where that woman had left. And there was too much competition. If she was going to take a very long time, then this business opportunity was going to pass her by. So she came to me after we had knocked off, because there was this other park where we used to go and just sit down and having a discussion as a lot of maids that were working in that suburb. So we will be just debating. Then she said that she had this good business proposal. She knew that in the house I had a little bit of money as well as my friend. She said that I am willing to offer you a little bit of a partnership so that by the time that our business would have grown to be big, you will be reaping off the benefits. She said that everything will be put on paper. So, my brother, that is what we did. We signed off the affidavits and we gave her the money. Then we went with her. Then she stocked all of the products that were needed. Then we knew that now we had our small restaurant that was operating. I then managed to take one of my sisters who was back home in Zim because I wanted someone whom I trusted to keep her eyes on the business. I didn't want to be pushed out of the business once everything would start running smoothly. When my sister came here to South Africa, she was also working there. Me, my friend, and that South African lady, we kept on working as maid and we kept on injecting more capital into the business. The first month it was okay. The second month it was not that okay. Then we started to notice that those customers that used to come to our restaurant, they were no longer coming at all. They were just preferring to go and eat at other restaurants that were there at that taxi rank. That was when one day when I was praying, because at that time I used to go to the White Garment Prophets. So we had gone into the mountain whilst we were praying. That was when one prophet stood up and he pointed his walking staff at me and he said that I have seen that there is death that is coming, death that is coming to the business that you have started. Nothing good is going to come out of it because there are some charms that have been used by your enemies on your business. So you need to all come to me so that I can pray for you. And once I have prayed for you, then your business will start working again. After we had prayed in that mountain, the next morning I then spoke with my South African friend as well as our other business partner. We met up and I discussed the issue with them, and clearly we could see that everything that was happening, it was not normal at all, because this was like in the festive season. We were expecting to make a lot of money, but we were not making money at all. But the other people that had their own restaurants that were selling side by side, they were making much more money than we were making. Then that woman said that she didn't want to go to those White Garment Prophet because it was a very long road. She just wanted something that could be done overnight. She said that she knew some guys. These guys, they were dealing in like making people to do what they call ukutwala. She said if we were brave enough, we could go there, and instead of us getting those tokologies, we would just get something that can make people come to our business much quicker. And we were happy. I was also happy because we knew that if we would go to that White Garment Prophet, this thing was going to take a very long time. And this was like in the peak of the festive season. We wanted our money, that money that we had injected into the business. We wanted it to come back because we had sacrificed so much, yet the business was not making enough profit. So we said it is far much better to go to that traditional healer that she said she knew, the traditional healer who was giving people like some tokologies that can bring money into your house. We then went there. When we went to that traditional healer, that was when he said that it was quite easy. All that we had to do was that we had to bring our dirty underwears. So we said it is fine. After a couple of days, whilst we were wearing our underwears without bathing, without changing them, all that we will do is that when we would wake up in the morning, you would just take a towel, then you will just wipe your face. You were not allowed to wipe your armpit or any part of your body. You were supposed to be like that until we would have returned back to that traditional healer. When we were now like feeling like we are really dirty, that was when we spoke and we said, guys, I think that this is just too much. I am just smelling. Let us go and give that traditional healer our underwears. So we went there feeling dirty like that. And when we arrived at that traditional healer's place, that was when he took us into his bedroom. When he took us into his bedroom, he then stripped himself naked. My brother, I had never seen such a man with such a huge python between his legs. And my brother, he said that he wanted to sleep with us. I said, but why does he want to sleep with us? And he said that this was part of the ritual because he wanted to use his manhood to remove some bad luck. He said that if you are a woman, if someone does some charms on your body, the first place that the charms will go and hide, it will be in your womb. So he wanted to use his manhood to drill those evil spirits that were hidden in our womb out of us. One by one, my brother, whilst we were watching, that man, he slept with all of us. And after he was done, he said that we were not supposed to wipe off his semen that he had left in our bodies. He then said, give me your underwears, those dirty ones. And after we had given him, he then mixed them up with some charms and he wrapped them in one plastic bag. And he told us that for such and such a period, we were supposed to use our dirty underwears whilst we will be cooking. We then asked him how we were supposed to do it because we were not always available at our business premises because we were still working since the business was struggling. He said, you need to have faith even in the Bible. The Bible speaks about faith and nothing else. So you all need to stop working and go at your restaurant and start working because you need to do this by yourselves. So my brother, the following Monday, 9 of us went to work. We then went to that taxi rank and we started working without even knowing if this thing was going to work out. So whilst we were preparing the soft porridge as per the instruction that we had been given by that traditional healer, we took those 3 dirty underwears that were inside a plastic bag. Then we dipped those 3 underwears inside the water just before it had started boiling. Then after we had dipped those dirty underwears, we removed them and we placed them again in a pot that had the gravy and in another pot that had the stew. And after we were done, we then took back those underwears into that plastic bag and we hid them. On that day, my brother, after we had finished cooking, there was a very long queue. Even people that were passing by, they kept on looking at that long queue because it was really big. So the thing that was happening is that just like a woman, any man that is out there is always chasing after what is between a woman's legs. That was what was happening at that time. A lot of taxi drivers and a lot of men that were inside that taxi rank, after we had done all of this, they kept on coming to us because they were being driven by that spirit. So my brother, on that day, sales were really high. We kept on making a lot of money. The thing that started surprising us is that, like today, if we would record the sales of today and when we would go back home and when we would start counting the money, we could not finish counting the money. The money kept on appearing from nowhere. There was this other day, my brother, we started counting the money. It was early in the morning. We only managed to finish counting the money. This was somewhere around 3:30 in the afternoon. That is how much money we made. After we had done all of those things, my brother, me and my friend, we then moved out of the location and we started staying in an area whereby there are not a lot of people and everyone just mind their own business. As for our friend, she said that she grew up in the location, she cannot move out. Right now, she has managed to build a very big house, a mansion right there in the location where we met up with her. Life is really good. The only thing that happens that I have noticed is that when I sleep with a man, sometimes this thing, it can go for a month or maybe for more than a month. I'll start to have this discharge no matter how hard I try to bath with some soap that I regularly buy from different pharmacies, Ginagard to be particular. I have tried to wash my private part with it, but that smell, my brother, it is very bad. Even when I am in my car, after I have finished sleeping with a man, you will notice that the smell, it is just too bad. Everywhere where I will go, the smell will always follow me, so much that people, when I am walking around smelling like that, they will be looking at me. This thing, it embarrasses me a lot. This is another reason as to why I can't keep a single partner. That is why I am always sleeping around with different men. I am a woman, but I do this thing that is called eat and run, whereby today I sleep with this man, then tomorrow, when that man tries to communicate with me, I'll just block him for no particular reason, because I am afraid that he will know my weakness. This is the portion of the sacrifice that we did.